PWP Nation,
where wrestling discussion lives.
Well, hello there. Dukes, Keith, and Griff here from the Anything But Credible podcast, a.k.a. the ABC Pod. Fellas?
Holla.
Oh, hello. We're here to let you know that you could be possibly missing out on the best podcast ever created, aside from the Offended podcast, of course, and you don't want to be missing that. Now, what makes us the best? Griff? Yeah, great. Keith? Exactly. Look, I'll keep it really simple for you. Crazy people, crazy news, crazy theories, crazy uncredible. That's right. We made that word up. Griff, Keith, say something crazy for me.
Russia wants you to believe in Finland. Real.
Nice. Look, you can find us just about anywhere that you get your podcast, especially Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to hit us up on Facebook at ABC Pod. That's ABC POD. Twitter at _ABC Pod. And Instagram at ABC Podcast. Check in with us for a new episode every Monday and join the conspiracy to commit stupid. We will see you then, and shout out to the Offended Podcast.
Adios.
Later, guys. Like you more than a friend.
and welcome to Hockey Talks by Offended, presented by PWP Nation. It's your boys, Tricky and Stoutsy.
Hello.
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 Oh, all right. NHL playoffs, baby. You know, it's probably going to be a little shorter episode here since we're only, we're 3 games in on the Eastern Conference Finals. We got the Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals tonight, which will turn into Blues Talk halfway through this episode, so we can post that to Facebook, just like last week.
Yep.
But before we get started on talking about the playoffs, we got some news to talk about a little bit. A little hockey news here.
Yeah.
Buffalo Sabres got a brand new head coach.
I saw that.
I'm drawing a blank on his name. I accidentally just turned off my phone and meant to leave it up.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Ralph Kruger.
Yeah,
what
Ralph
a name.
Kruger.
Ralph Kruger. Wow. He hasn't had a job since 2012, 2013 with the Edmonton Oilers.
Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah. So, well, his first NHL job, so he's probably was doing who knows what. Oh,
I'm
look
actually
at this,
surprised. What?
Kruger was chairman of the Southampton Football Club in the English Premier League for 5 years before leaving the job. April 12th was coach of the Edmonton Oilers in 2012-2013. Huh. Well, that's weird.
Wow. He was the chairman of... Wow. It's a pretty big deal, man. Yeah. Southampton's like a pretty well-recognized like football club over in England.
Yeah, I was going to say... Even I know that. I was like, okay, all right.
But this move kind of surprised me a little bit because I saw that Todd McCullough was interviewed by them, and so was Dave Tippett and Bob Hartley and Jacques Martin. But I really thought they were going to hire McClellan.
Yeah, I don't know. I think McClellan's time might be done in the NHL coming soon. Yeah, he hasn't been able to get much going with it. Who was he just with?
He was with, who was he with? He was San Jose's old coach, wasn't he?
Yeah, for a while.
Then he went, did he go to the Oilers?
I think he might have been with Edmonton, and then...
I'm looking it up. Let's see here. Tom McClellan. Yeah, it was the Oilers.
Yeah.
San Jose Sharks, Oilers, and he was the assistant coach to the Detroit Red Wings when they won the Stanley Cup in 2008, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, Kruger, though, I mean, Jesus. I did not know that about him fucking being the chairman of Southampton, man. That's
Southampton?
A fucking big deal, man.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder how he... Well, it says he coached Team Europe in the 2016 World something for hockey. So obviously, I guess he's a European guy. Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
what does the chairman consist of?
Chairman.
Sounds important.
I'm looking it up. I'm fucking curious now. Stahl for me.
Mark Stahl, Jordan Stahl, Jaden Stahl, bathroom stall, to the windows, to the stalls. I'm running out of stalls.
All right. Yeah, so chairman, I guess it's kind of like a GM, I would assume, but I feel like the head coach in Premier Leagues and like soccer teams, like I feel like they make the moves more than anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know how that works over there in England.
I don't
There's an
either.
owner, chairman. I'm assuming the chairman is like a general manager role over there.
I would assume so. I don't know. When I think chairman, I just think Vince McMahon. But
But yeah, congrats to Kroger. But also, Brandon Shanahan gets 6 extra years with the Toronto Maple Leafs as their team president.
I saw that.
Um,
Good for old Shanny.
I saw a fan for the Blues. He was like, "Oh, cool! Look, getting eliminated in the first round means you get 6 more years." I go, "Buddy, we've had Doug Armstrong for a while, man. He got an extension too, so." Watch what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I hate people that like do that where they're like, "Oh, you lost in the first round. You're going to extend these people's like contracts." It's like, dude, like look at Toronto's team. Like they're like, it's hockey, dude. Like, what is Tampa going to fire their head coach because they fucking got swept in the first round? No, they still have a good team, dude. Like, you. Those are those idiot fans that just act on. They have knee-jerk reactions. It's like,
And it's Brendan fucking Shanahan.
yeah, like, did he go out there and lose in the first round? No, the fucking players did.
Like
Everybody knows how good of a team Toronto is. Like, shut up.
I just can't believe it. But I can't believe people would say that and like rip on Shanahan. Like Shanahan's a fucking legend, man. Like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And with that, also World Championship news. USA won their 3rd straight. Did they win like 6-3 today against Great Britain?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 13-3.
And fucking
Considering it's fucking Great Britain.
Yep, 6-3 was the final. Britain's goalkeeper though made a phenomenal save on Jack Hughes, man. Holy shit!
Behind the back one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine being that Jack Hughes kid right now? Kid, I think he might have just turned 18 like yesterday or something like that because he got to finally wear a visor. But just imagine him. He's on this team, and then they're just like, oh hey, by the way, Patrick Kane's gonna come play. James Van Riemsdyk's going to come play. Like, all these fucking stars I'm sure this kid look up to. And he's 17. He's just out there getting to fucking play with these guys. Like, that's just fucking incredible.
And fucking Patrick Kane finally scoring some goals here. I mean, dude, what is up with Patrick Kane, like, not being able to do dick for, like, USA? Like, in the World Cup, in the Olympics, in these tournaments, dude, he, like, disappears. And it doesn't make sense because he's a fucking great hockey player. Like,
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't care.
Maybe. I guess so. But what surprises me in this World Championships tournament is that Switzerland is undefeated still.
Yeah, well, they got a fucking good team.
Who's on their club?
They got that. I think they got like the number. Well, who could be the 1 or 2 draft pick, Kuma Koopa or something like that. Hold on. Let me try to find his name.
Dude, it's so weird on the NHL website. It does not talk about like the young kids. It just talks about like the NHL stars. I'm like, what the fuck? Just talk about everybody.
Yeah. God damn it! I can't find the rosters here. This isn't called World Juniors. It's
World Championship.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I don't know. I know they got a good team though. I was like just watching some of their games. Like I don't know many names right off the top of my head, but they're fucking quick. Those fucking. That's what we need. We need like a big like defenseman from like Switzerland.
Right.
Somehow they're just always good.
Right.
Yeah, I got nothing yet.
Yeah, it's all right. But anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna stay on this for too long. got some playoff hockey to talk about now. Real quick, last thing before we get into the playoffs. KSDK posted an article today that like some guy in Boston is making T-shirts that say "Play Gloria," and people are like, "Dude, that's not our thing." Like people in Boston are like, "That's not our thing, man. Like, what are you doing?" Like he's trying to steal it, and like people in Boston are like, "No, dude, you can't do that." And like people around the NHL are like, "Yeah, dude, you gotta stop making these T-shirts, man."
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. I think it was like almost like a few days ago over the weekend. I saw some rumblings of that, and I was like, "What the fuck are these people doing in Boston? Like, who's the idiot up there?"
Right. I was laughing at it because it's like, "Oh man, good try, buddy." Like, but no, like,
yeah, I didn't know if this guy was like just trying to like steal our shit and like.
I think he was.
Or if he's just like, or if he just thought that was like something cool to say, like if that's like a hockey term, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, fucking play Gloria, boys!" Like, no, that's our thing. Let's say we should have sent him a cease and desist.
Cease and desist, motherfucker.
Get the fuck out of here, bud. That's our thing.
Like, what's the lady's name that sings the song? Laura Branigan.
Laura Branigan. Yeah.
She passed away like in 95 or 96, but she has, I guess her record label or her management company still runs her Twitter account, which is kind of funny, like to me in a way.
Right.
Because she passed away almost 20 years ago. I mean,
it was a while ago. Yeah.
It's just funny how she has a Twitter account.
Yeah.
But, they were like, they even tweeted out, they're like, "What's this? What is this? We don't like this."
I saw
like,
that. They're like, "Yeah, no, you can't, sir, you can't do this."
Yeah. But, yeah.
Fucking idiots in Boston.
Fucking idiots in Boston. But with that being said, let's get into our first round match of the Eastern Conference Finals. Fucking idiots in Boston are loving the way the Bruins are playing right now, though. Up 3-0 in this series against Carolina. Carolina just... They do not look good, man.
Look a little flat.
Yeah, last night I thought was their first game that I thought that they played pretty decent in. But, like, I mean, other than that, I mean, they had a good third period, but, I mean, Boston was still kind of controlling the tempo, I think, for the majority of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Boston just looks bigger, quicker. I think Carolina's just, I don't know if they're outmatched or it's just they're just fucking beat. Like, they're just worn.
Yeah, I mean, did they sweep the last round, Carolina?
Yeah, they swept the Islanders.
Dude, I think sweeping in the playoffs is bad luck, man. You have such an extended period of time, like a big layoff before, like, before you play again, and I don't know, man. Like, if you look back in NHL history, teams that sweep and they go into the next round, they do not perform well.
Yeah, I think Biz pointed that out on a Chicklets episode a couple ago. He was like, "Yeah, dude, these teams that like sweep in the past like few years, like their next round just isn't good."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the rest is maybe helpful, but it's not. Kind of like how we said. I think when we were bullshitting off the air last night after our Game of Thrones episode, and it was just like, yeah, like it's in a good way. It's good because like your injured players get a little more rest time, but at the same time, you lose that momentum, and you'd rather have that momentum than an extra day where like you maybe feel 2% less sore. So
yep, and
yeah, I don't know.
And it's funny because you brought this up on our last episode. You thought it was going to help Carolina because you thought it was going to help Peter Mrazek, and fucking Mrazek has not looked good at all. I don't think
he's 100%.
I don't think he is either, and I think you have to play. How do you pronounce his name?
Fuck, I forgot his name.
I can see it.
So could I.
McCallery, or wherever you pronounce his name. McConaughey. Samsonite. But
Samson.
But either way, I think Peter Mrazek, I can't see him starting another game in this series. Well, I mean, fuck, this series could be over in the next game.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy because I think he's the better goalie, and I think they made going with him was probably the obvious choice. But yeah, I didn't get to see much of Game 3 last night. I watched the first two, and I was like, man, he just doesn't look. He doesn't look the same.
No.
You can tell he's like his movement is side to side just looks a little off.
Mm-hmm.
Not blaming him for the loss. I think it's Carolina as a whole has just been they just don't look like they got it now anymore. But
and I mean, your prediction still might work out for you. I mean, they are down 3-0, and the only way they can come back is if it goes to a Game 7. So
yeah, so it might work out. Yeah, I think I said either it's going to be a Game 7 or it's just going to be Boston's just going to fucking steamroll them. So
add Boston at 6. I'm now after watching the first game, I looked at like what I picked, and I saw Boston 6. I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. Why did I pick Boston at 6? Like,
yeah, Boston's just hot right now. I fucking hate their fans.
So I'm kind of hoping. Boston's?
Yeah, well, actually, I hate all hockey fans. I'll be honest, like I'm starting to hate our fans too. I'll just get this out there. I hate fans now because all you see on social media is like, oh, that's not a penalty. That's not a penalty.
True.
Oh, look that, and it's like, will you shut the fuck up about the goddamn the refs aren't that the refs are bad. The rules are bad. They don't know what the fuck what not to call But Jesus Christ, you win a game, it's like, yeah, well, if you wouldn't have got that penalty, it's like, well, maybe if your fucking player wouldn't have hit the fucking post 3 times or fucking missed a wide open net, you would have fucking won too. Hockey fans are just starting to become the fucking worst. And I hate saying that, but it's just so bad in the playoffs. They bitch about the refs or this and that. And fucking this guy's, and apparently everybody's a fucking dirty player now. It's the fucking playoffs. If you're not going to play dirty, get the fuck out of the NHL in the playoffs. You're going to have to play dirty.
Unless you're a little rat like Marchand.
Yeah, that guy, that's different. But, God, all these fucking fans. Your guys, do you hit our guy in the head? Shut up. He's fine. That guy's going to say it's nothing. Fucking pieces of bender shit. All right. I got that out of my system.
Dude,
God,
I love these
worst.
little I love your little rants in these episodes we've been doing lately. You have a 3-minute rant almost in every episode I think we've been doing, and I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
I just get so fired up with hockey fans. I see some of our fans. I'm like, what are you guys even talking about?
The thing that bugs me is when their team, say a team loses, if you're a city, and they have so many excuses. It's like when the Blues lose, it's like, dude, we're not you and I will be like, we didn't play a good game. We looked like shit.
I haven't once blamed a Blues playoff loss or a loss in general. And fucking, I don't even know the last time where I was like, oh, the fucking referees lost it for us. I'm like, no, I'm smart enough to know there's 60 minutes in a game. Yeah, okay, did they get a weak penalty call? Yeah, bud, but that's fucking hockey. When you've played the game or you fucking have watched it for so long, shit happens. It's not fucking perfect. You gotta if they score on it, you're like, fuck, that sucks. That really fucked us that they got that power play. But guess what, man? You gotta fucking battle back, and you can't fucking blame a loss just on a referee. It's the most childish fucking thing.
Right, and to me, I don't know if it's because it's the wrestling fan in me, just because I've seen fans just fucking complain about anything and every little thing there is when in social media when it comes to professional wrestling. I don't know if I just gotten accustomed to it, but I've just kind of been kind of toning it out a little bit. But what I'm not toning out is say Game 2 for the Blues, and these fans are saying that the Blues played a bad game. We really didn't play that bad of a game. We'll get into it in a minute. But we really didn't play that bad, and now you're bitching about that. It's goddamn, can we go fucking just a day without complaining or bitching about anything, about some stop bitching so much, people, and just enjoy this run right now,
Yeah,
but
that's why I'm saying I think it's the people that don't actually watch. I'll use Blues fans as examples that don't watch anything other than Blues hockey. They don't watch any other games in the playoffs, and it's if you think these teams that are winning are just fucking having a field day, just running through the playoffs, you're fucking stupid. Yeah, maybe you don't play a perfect game, but you won the game. And guess what? In the playoffs, that's all that fucking matters. And you fucking regroup and you come back out the next game. Yeah, they played like shit maybe and they still won. Okay, you know what? Hey, we got one there. Figure it out instead of sitting there boo-boo face, finding shit to bitch about.
Boo-boo kitty fuck.
Yeah, fuck, you could look at any game and find shit to bitch about. It's not perfect.
Now I know why Biz calls his fans a bunch of mutants.
Yeah, well, fucking, I hate saying it, but hockey fans are really starting to piss me off. I'm starting to really fucking there's times on Twitter. I think me 3 months ago would have got into it with people, and now I'm just it's not worth my breath. Like, they're too stupid to argue with. Like, they're so fucking blind to what.
It's funny that
really
you said that,
is.
because yesterday, or was it yesterday or 2 days ago, I was like, I'm in a fucking shit mood. I haven't been like this in a couple months. Like, I haven't like gone at somebody on social media in a little bit, and then I remembered I went after the Fastlane guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah. God, I was just like, man, people are just.
Oh, dude, the level of stupidity
just
in this
dumb.
country. I mean, the level of stupidity in this country is just another thing right now. I mean, from just entertainment to sports to fucking politics right now. I mean, I mean, get me started on the fucking abortion shit going on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Jesus Christ, are we that dumb right now?
No, we're a dumb country, and we're not sitting here saying what we say is always right or it's perfect answer, but at least we're fucking like, I'm open-minded to other people's comments and stuff, like if they're like legit. But when you're just flat out stupid, I just can't waste my time with you anymore on the internet, and I shouldn't anyway, because it's just like, I'm not going to change your mind because you've probably never put on a fucking pair of skates and took a fucking hit and known that it, like, oh my God, the guy fell down because his stick hit him on the shin guard and it should be a penalty. Hey ref, you suck. Like, no, shut up. He lost an edge. What do you mean he lost an edge? Yeah, you don't even know what that means. Shut the fuck up. Go get some fucking nachos for your fucking fat ass.
For your fat ass.
I'm fired up today.
I know, I love it.
God.
On the Boston series, real quick though. We got two more things. First,
I need some chew.
Brad Marchand. Do you think that Carolina should just fucking take a run at him in the next game? Like, fuck it, you're down 3-0.
Is like, as dirty as he is, I don't know if I've ever seen Marchand take a run at somebody.
I mean, but he's just punching people in the back of the head, though.
Right? Yeah. No, because if they do, the refs are going to see that. They're going to start calling fucking everything that game so nothing gets out of hand, and I think it could ruin the game for Carolina in the smart way. Now, if they're down like 4-0 in the third, yeah, I say you find it time to line them up and you just fucking take them out. Not saying fucking chop the guy's head off, but
I mean, just hit him. Just give him a hit. Like, you don't have to, you don't have to injure him. Just fucking knock the wind out of him.
I just want somebody to, like, while there's a scrum in front of the net, to just get a fucking hold of him, fucking slew foot him, take him down, and fucking just like rub his face in the ice.
Yeah.
Like, just and you know what? If, like, you'll get the penalty, Marchand will get up and probably laugh like, "Ha ha, I got you." I'll just laugh back at his face like, "Ha, you're a piece of fuck. Like, the rest of your career, I will do this to you every fucking game. You fucking like, you know, until if he gets injured, whatever." Like, I feel bad saying that because I really hate seeing guys going out for each other. But I mean, there's a line that hasn't been drawn by the fucking league with this guy. I'm not saying everything he does that's dirty is like fucking fine worthy or suspend worthy, but like the fact that none of these players have just found a spot to be like, you know what, fuck it, man. If I'm out there with this guy in the shift, I'm searching his number, and if I get a fucking chance to line him up, if it's late or not, I'm gonna fucking lay this guy to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
And when he's down, I'm gonna fucking spit on him. Like, yeah, it's a little disrespectful. You know what? If you want to be the dirty rat out there, guess what, man? Rats live in fucking sores, and you're gonna get fucking spit on. So, fucking yeah. I wouldn't do it though if I was Carolina just yet. But yeah, if you're down, I'd say fuck it. Send Justin Williams out there to fucking.
Oh my God! I thought he was gonna deck him the other night when he grabbed his fucking like the
chin strap.
Yeah. When he grabbed the strap, I was like, oh, he's gonna fuck him up. Like,
that was such a bullshit call they gave to Justin Williams.
I agree. Why was it not offsetting?
So mad.
Why was it not an offsetting double? Like, why was it not an offsetting minor? I don't get it.
Or just call nothing.
Yeah.
Or just call nothing. Marchand gave him like the hack, and all he did was grab him. He basically did what people do in scrums in front of the net. So it's like, you know what? Just blow the whistle, separate them, tell them to fucking, you know.
That's what I'm
saying.
Go
to the bench.
Like,
or
if
all, like
it's
you
not
said,
an offsetting minor, like, why call anything? Like, I can't believe it's just only Justin Williams got the penalty on that.
Yeah, then Marchand's bitch ass to point to the penalty box, like, you know what, man?
And then he does the C motion at him.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, way to act like a captain. It's like, he was acting like a captain, dude. He's fucking, yeah. he's being a tough. He's standing up for his team, standing up to you for being a little fuck, and yeah, it's like shut up, Marshawn. That's why you're not a captain because you're fucking dirt.
Like Bruins players will stick up for Marshawn if something ever happened because that's just hockey. That's how things go. But I wonder if in the back of their minds when they're watching plays like that happen, do you think they're like this fucking guy? Like,
yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things where it's like if he's on your team, you fucking want him as a fan, but at the same time, you almost like I don't know. Like part of me, I think if we had him on our team, like I'd like the way he plays.
I'd take him in a heartbeat.
But some of his antics, even as a fan, if he was a Blue, I'd be like, all right, dude. Like one, I wouldn't like it because imagine if he did that, and then you know what? Like if we still have a guy like Tarasenko or our Schwartzy O'Reilly, they might take a run at one of our other guys because of shit you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how things kind of used to be. In a way, it's like, hey, if I can't get you, guess what? I'm gonna fucking take out your next best thing, and it's gonna be on your ass. And then your team's gonna be mad because you're acting like a fucking idiot, and you just cost one of our best players an injury because you want to be a fucking cheap shot out there. So I don't know. Maybe that's a little more old school hockey. I don't know. Maybe I have to talk to Kelly Chase about that. But that's the only thing I'd have. Like I'd be able to admit that like he is a little bit dirty. And it's like, okay, like if he got a suspension, I wouldn't be a fan. That's like, oh, really? I'd be like, yeah, that's a little fucked up there, Marchie. But I like the way you're playing anyway. I don't know. Maybe that's just because we're fucking legit hockey fans and not complete homers, and know when our guys are fucking like when Bortz laid out that fucking when Bortz just steamrolled that guy who didn't even have the puck at all.
I know, my God.
Oh my God, that was a penalty and a half.
Yeah. But last thing on the Bruins Hurricane series, Boston wins game 1 5-2. They win game 2 6-2, and they win game 3 2-1, which was the closest game of the series by far. Carolina actually I thought was going to tie it at the end, but do you think Bruins sweep them, or do you think it gets pushed to a little extra hockey here?
I could see Carolina sneaking one of this next game. They're at home, right?
Yep.
I could see them. I think last game was a good game to build off of. Like you said, they looked better. I saw like maybe 30 minutes of the game total. But if Boston doesn't end it tomorrow, they'll end it in 5, I think. Which sucks for Carolina, but you know what, dude? What a season if it does end.
Yeah. Bunch of jerks.
Yeah, a bunch of jerks that brought the Carolina market back after it's been gone for a while now. Who's to say if next season they're able to keep improving, or if they shit the bed in October and fans stop showing up. But I think you'll see the first month of hockey in Carolina next year. No matter what happens with this team, they're gonna. I think they brought their market back to life, and we talked about this a few episodes ago. How good it is for hockey that they were able to, even with their, you can call them childish antics after the game. Some people liked them, some people didn't. Some people were kind of indifferent. You know what, man? They weren't like showboating. They were just having fun with their crowd, and the people loved it. And
yeah,
you want the market.
They got eyes on them too.
Yeah, and as a hockey fan, you want the markets. You want markets to keep growing. The ones that are doing bad and stuff. So, like, why not? I don't think you see it next year. I think they'll probably cut down on that. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's going to continue. If it does, I'll be surprised. But I won't be mad if it continues. I'd be like, cool.
No, I won't either. Yeah, it's something different. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I just would love to see like the Hurricanes and the Blues in the Stanley Cup. So it would just be like, how the fuck did we get here?
Yeah. See, I want to see Blues and Bruins. I think it's just going back to the 1970 Stanley Cup. I think it'd be cool. I mean, Bruins basically have storylines against both Western Conference teams going into the Stanley Cup final. Obviously, I think Bruins are going to win the next game. I think they sweep them.
Yeah, it's it just hasn't looked too pretty for Carolina. But Boston's just been hot, man. They just been, they had a 7-game series, a 6-game series. That second round they had against Columbus, that's when they really just picked the ball up, and it was like, oh boy.
Yep.
Here come the Bruins.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
And I said that. I think we both said that actually at the beginning of the playoffs, that Bruins are going to be that sleeper.
Yeah.
Or did you have Bruins losing? No, you had. No, you did.
I had Tampa, but I agreed with you. I was like, yeah, if they get going though, like, watch out. They're just one of those teams where it's like, fuck, they're a ball, and when they start going down the hill, they just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, oh fuck. So I hope they sweep and they get fucking 30 days off, and and then they lose their momentum.
Yep. All right. So before we get into our Blues portion of the Blues talk and the Western Conference Finals, Blues Sharks, let's hear a quick word. Oh my God, ass mouth out the ass today, dude. Losing my mind. Let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, Kyle Fauché.
What's up, everybody? Kyle Fauché here to tell you about my brand new podcast, the Going Off Topic podcast, brought to you by the Anything But Credible Network. On Going Off Topic, I look at all forms of media, from different real and theoretical angles that you don't usually hear about. From movies, to TV, to music, to sports, to gaming, to anything really. You never know what the topic will be, but you're guaranteed a new angle and a different conversation about it, that's for sure. You can find Going Off Topic anywhere and everywhere that you get your podcasts. Check out our social media feeds on Facebook, Going Off Topic with Kyle Fauché, on Twitter, going_off_topic, and don't forget about anythingbutcredible.com, where you can find everything for the pod, including the written blog post. That's right, we're carrying over the Going Off Topic blog to anythingbutcredible.com too. So check it all out there, and I'll catch you on the next topic.
All right. Time for that Blues talk, Western Conference Finals talk, baby, right here exclusively on Facebook, on the Offended page, also on the End of Hockey Talks right now. Western Conference Finals tied at 1 apiece right now. Blues, San Jose, and both. I think ass mouth again. Dude, I'm just having ass mouth out the ass.
Jeez, bud.
I know. I think I'm just nervous for tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just excited.
I think I'm excited because, like I said to you last night, like, I'm not worried about the Blues at all right now. Like, I'm not.
No.
I'm not even in the slightest bit like worried that we're gonna lose this series. It's the fact that it's just the Western Conference Finals, and we are 3 fucking wins away from the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, I think, like, if I'm nervous, it's because I know that both of these teams have a good chance at winning each game. Yep. Like, I'm not. I think game 2 we saw kind of how both teams how the series probably could end up going the rest of the time, and it's like, I think it's just it comes down to bounces. Like, I'm more worried about the bounces going whose ways it's going to go. Mm-hmm. What side is the hockey gods going to be on?
Right.
That's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm not worried about getting blown out of the water or anything. It's just like it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's just I know how it feels from just like playing in games. I'm just like, fuck, we can go out there and work your fucking hardest, but one fucking bounce or one costly mistake could be the thing that fucking cost the game or whatever. Right. So I'm not worried about our team play at all. Just we're going up against a fucking a pretty good team in the fucking Western Conference, like you said. It's the Western Conference Finals. Just a little nervous excitement.
Yep. Yeah. And when I was looking back at the 2016 Western Conference Finals, the Blues actually won Game 1 and San Jose won Game 2. So me being my superstitious me, I'm like, oh, we flipped it. Here we go. Yeah. We flipped it. I do not remember beating San Jose 6-3 in that series.
Yeah.
It was
that our
4.
first one? Was that Game 4? Yeah.
We tied the series at 2. And then we lost, and then we ended up losing the next 2 games. But I do not remember beating them 6-2, like, at all.
I don't either. That series,
it's a blur to me a little bit.
A series is a blur to me because the games, I remember we just, like, didn't play good. Like, we looked tired. We looked worn. We looked like
shit. I remember
we were playing Ken Hitchcock hockey.
Yeah. We weren't like, nobody was being creative. It was so drawn up. Like, we weren't getting to the dirty areas, really. Like, we looked lackadaisical, and like
it was safe hockey.
Yeah, we were playing extreme. We were not playing playoff hockey, like at all. And not to mention David Backes and Tarasenko were both injured in the Western Conference Finals when we played them. Backes actually had a fucking concussion in that Western Conference Finals, was still playing, but if you remember, he was on the bench for like an entire like game, like the last, or like I think games 4 and 5. I don't think Backes had a single shift, but he was sitting on the bench.
A few minutes.
Yeah. I mean, that's, to me, that just goes to show you. I wonder if like the team was like, we want you on the bench, or
Yeah, or they want him on the bench, or they were going to try to use him for PKs and stuff like that, places where he could be effective. Yeah.
But
so it's a different team this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, top to bottom, we didn't have. If somebody got hurt in that lineup, we didn't have a scratch player that we could just put in and be like, all right, he can make a difference. Like,
right, yeah.
I mean, shit, Fabry and Sammy Blais, first games in for both of them, they score a goal. Like,
yep.
Or no, Fabry, I guess, was 2 games in, wasn't it? 2 or 3?
Yeah, I think he played like games 3, 4, 5, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
because he scored his first goal was against it was game 1 against Dallas. He got that one past
right.
Bishop. That's right.
Yep.
But but onto this series. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a different team, like you said. We have depth from top to bottom. I mean, even on our defense, if we take somebody out, we have Michael Del Zotto on the bench who can go. He's played playoff hockey, played a lot of playoff hockey. I mean, like,
right.
And he hits. He's not afraid to hit, and I mean, what we saw Del Zotto during the regular season, he was pretty damn good. He was stay at home, like,
yeah, he's
make a lot of mistakes. I mean, like, he can clear the fucking puck.
Yeah, he's steady. He's nothing flashy, but he's steady.
Yeah, and but a guy that I think our best defenseman of this series, I think it's very easy. Roberto Bertuzzo. You know. He was and all the way to that fucking goal, baby.
Yeah, that game 2 was like one of the best games I've ever seen him play.
I thought he had a really good game 1 too, personally. I don't think he was on. Was he on the ice at all for any goals against in game 1?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't
maybe
think
like
he was.
1.
I know Pietrangelo was on the ice for 5 goals against in game 1.
Yeah.
And not to mention him backing up on the empty net goal. Like, dude, this fucking drives me crazy, man, is why are you backing up on defense like how you normally would? If there's a goalie there, maybe that makes a little sense. Hey, maybe like, I'm going to back up just in case, blah, blah. It's like, no, there's no goalie. You need to step up, like, fucking poke to the puck and take the body. Take a fucking penalty at that point. I don't care. Like,
he didn't even like put a stick out in the shooting lane to like try to deflect it. It's like, dude, you can just slow up and put your just try to get in the way, but put your stick to where his is, and if anything, he's going to shoot it and it deflects off your stick, or he tries to make a move around you. And at that point, like you said, if you have to take a penalty and draw him down, take a penalty and draw him down. Right.
And we had 4 minutes left in that game still, and we're only down by 2. There was more than enough time for the Blues to get 2 more goals. Like,
yeah.
And it was just like our captain gave up. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I think he just went fucking brain dead as usual. It was like, come on, dude. Like,
he has looked fucking horrible since Game 7 of the last round, dude. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's got his points. He's up there on assists and stuff, which, I mean, you can't fault him there, but, like, his mistakes have just been, like...
Offensively, he's okay. I think he's okay, but it's like he gets that goal or he gets that assist, and then he's nowhere to be found after that. And it's like the Kevin Shattenkirk. He would get a goal or get a point, and then he would just disappear and turn the puck over and just like be completely out of position for the rest of the fucking game. It's like, sure, you're getting us these points, like, thank you, but we need you to play a full 60-minute game, not a 2-minute shift.
Yeah, him at the blue line offensively has been fucking brutal too. Like holding the blue line and stuff, like the amount of mistakes he makes has just been costly and just incredible. And it's like, dude, if you're going to be elite, you have to be able to hold the fucking blue line. And if you can't, then you're not elite.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I completely agree. And, like, on top of that, it's like, on the power play, man, I think he should be taken off the power play completely. Like, I know they're moving him. They moved him to the second power play unit as of today, as this morning's practice. They switched up the power play lines. And I like the power play lines. They put in Tarasenko with Bozak and Maroon, I think, with Parayko
and O'Reilly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, it was O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
I like that.
I think so. So do I.
It switches everything. It switches a lot up. It's mixing up a lot of stuff. And then on their second power play unit, you have Thomas with Schwartz, which could be fucking deadly. Like,
yeah, I like that a lot.
And I saw that Dunn's in the back end, and it kind of makes. I would rather see Dunn and like fucking Bouwmeester back there. I don't want to see Pietrangelo on our power play right now. I say this, and he's gonna get like 5 goals tonight, like on the power play or something. Like,
yeah. I mean, I like him better on the second power play unit than the first, so we'll see. But yeah, he's just been costly on that first unit. I mean, he's not good at getting the puck in. He's not good at holding the puck in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I don't know.
I mean, it's just like, I understand people defending him because it's like, dude, he has all these points. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But like, defensively, where we need him most, he's not there. He was on the ice for 5 goals against. He was a -3 in the first game, but he should have been a -5. But because he was on the ice for the 2 goals that we got, it takes away that. This is why the plus-minus is such a dumb stat in hockey. Like, I mean, like, his play, the plus-minus does not reflect his play from game 1, like, at all. Like, it should be a lot fucking lower. And then go to game 2 now. He turned that fucking turnover, kills our momentum, gives up a breakaway. And not only after Couture scores, he then proceeds to break his fucking stick on the post with Binnington laying down inside of the goal net and the net. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Use your fucking brain. Like, that piece of the stick could have fucking, like, speared him. Like, could have, like, stabbed him. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I mean, I get the frustration because I've broken a many of sticks.
Oh, so have I, but I've never done it with a goalie in net.
I have. Yeah, I get it, but it's like, I don't know. That play just caught, like, that. We should have won that game 4-1, maybe, like, say San Jose gets one, but that shorthanded goal that was given up just killed every bit of momentum we had going.
Well, that, and then here comes Pietrangelo. He's coming out a line change is happening, and he's like slow to get on the ice. I'm like, dude, get on the fucking ice. Like, and then they get basically another breakaway, and it's like, the fuck you doing? Get on the fucking ice, Pietrangelo. Like,
yeah,
hustle.
Also, our defensive changes as a whole have been fucking terrible. Like, I don't know how many times we've given up a stretch pass. I don't know who's calling the line changes, but they've been fucking bad. But yeah, Petro on that one was just like, dude, like,
especially in the second period. Second period line changes for the Blues have not been pretty.
Yeah, it's like if you're paying attention and you see that, like, we're making a change and there's an opening for a stretch pass, you're like jumping the boards like fucking 10 seconds early, almost to where you're going to get a too many men, so that you can fucking at least be out there.
But I mean, other than Petrangelo's Pepperidge Farm fucking 4 turnovers, fucking, I thought the Blues played a pretty damn good game in game 2. I thought a lot of people, including our own, like, St. Louis media, was saying the Blues did not play a good game 2. I'm like, we held San Jose to 1 shot on goal for 18 minutes straight. This is now the 3rd team of this playoffs that we have done that to, and the 4th time this playoffs that we have done that. Like, I mean, that's fucking pretty goddamn good. Like, you don't see Boston's not even doing that. Like, The Blues are, like, suffocating these teams. And the Blues did a fucking great... After that second goal happened, we had, like, maybe 3 minutes of, like, piss-poor play. And I was like, oh, God, here comes San Jose. And then the Blues just... They shut them down. Blues were all over them. They were back-checking in the neutral zone again. They were fucking suffocating them. San Jose could not get the puck. And then here comes Robert Bortuzzo with that just absolute beauty of a fucking goal. We continued this momentum into the third period with a power play. They still, for the next, for the next, like, 7 minutes, they still didn't get a shot on goal. And it was just like, the Blues were suffocating them. And, like, they did not let San Jose gain any sustained pressure in our zone in that third period, except for maybe the last 4 minutes. And then when they got aggressive, when they, were desperate, their desperation play ends up costing San Jose. They turn the puck over in our own zone. We take it down for a 2-on-1, and Oscar Sundqvist puts the puck in the net. Then there's your win, 4-2. I mean, the Blues may have figured out how to play defense against San Jose. I mean, once the Blues figured it out against the Jets, Blues never looked back. Once they figured it out against the Stars, they never looked back. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Blues maybe have figured out the San Jose Sharks here.
Yeah, to say we played a bad game is just bad. Like, we talked about this last night. Like, was it perfect? No. Like, to San Jose's credit, I think we went like 17 minutes without a shot on goal. But like,
that was in the we went 12 minutes, I thought, didn't we?
Something like that. Like, because we said it, like, the first period, the first 10 minutes was ours. The next 10 minutes, I'll give the second half of the first mainly to San Jose, and then they kind of carried that over into the second.
That's when it was, wasn't it? That's when like we weren't getting a shot on goal. Was that 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was like that 10 minutes, and then carried over like maybe 5 or so into the second period where we were getting the puck in the zone. We just weren't getting anything on net or nothing. And it's like, okay, they shut us down, but that's the first time we've been held to fucking only one shot for a long period of time all fucking playoffs or God knows how long. Even
we weathered their storm,
regular season. Yeah, exactly. And, that's what I texted you during that game. I said our defense and forward are doing a hell of a job at getting the puck out of coming down in front of the net and not letting them get that extra traffic, that extra shot. Like, we're doing a good job at just whacking the puck over to the boards or something. Like, you said we weathered the storm a bit, and then we, got back to our game. And like I said, I thought it was a pretty even game. But all in all, I thought it was fairly even. We capitalized on their mistakes where they did not capitalize on ours. And like I told you last night, I think we might have looked worse because San Jose, I'll say they're just a little bit quicker than us. So, like, they're fast paced while we're kind of making our mistakes and standing still. We look 10 times worse. But like you said, our back check was good. Our forwards in our own zone were doing a good job at picking up loose pucks or just trying to whack them out or, blocking shots. So I don't think either team played a great of a game. Like, I think the way that game went is how the whole series was going to go.
Yeah.
Where it was going to be which team capitalizes on the mistakes more. And San Jose, even I think Couture said it after like the game, he was like, which, by the way, people start listening to post-game interviews from players, coaches, and watch the NHL Network if you have it, instead of fucking going off the rails on your own stupid shit, what you think went wrong or right or what they need to work on, because you're just 1,000% wrong most of the time. But Couture was like, yeah, like, I don't think we played a bad game. Just, when we had chances to capitalize, we didn't, and they did, which just pretty much says, like, hey, both teams were making mistakes. Both teams kind of played a little sloppy, and they were the team that were able to find the back of the net.
And on top of the post-game comments, real quick, that you were saying, bringing up, I think Erik Karlsson may have given us a little bit of a bump. I think Karlsson may have like sparked something in our locker room a little bit. His post-game comments after game one, I was like, oh man, all right. If that's how you think that we're going to keep playing, guess what? That's not the Blues. The Blues this year are fucking great at responding. Like,
Yeah.
that's what the second half of the season has been about, how we respond. The Blues do not give up. They play with fucking urgency, and they play with fucking heart, and they've proven it in this playoffs. Like, and with that, you also have Jordan Binnington. And Martin Jones, to me, gives up a lot of rebounds. If we can get that player like right in front of the net, get that rebound, I think the Blues might score more goals. Like,
yeah, get traffic in front. I mean, hell, after the first period, it could have been 3-0. I mean, Parayko hit 2 crossbars and Dunn's goal in because if we had traffic in front of him. I mean, you get traffic in front of a goalie, you had on like one-timers. Like, we had like the Stars, like basically the way the Stars were scoring against us in like the early games of the second round, where I was like, these are fucking NHL 19 goals. Blues had like 4 opportunities in the first period, in the first 5 minutes actually, to like score. I thought the Blues honestly should have been winning 4-0 at the 10-minute mark of the first period. We had a lot of missed open nets. And again, this is why I don't think the Blues played a bad game. And like, I'm not expecting it from like NBC or like, you know, major like national outlets to say that about the Blues. But what surprises me is that our own media isn't saying that. Like, our own media isn't talking about how the Blues held them to 1 shot for 18 minutes. Like, we're not talking about what we won. Like, it just blows my mind. And like, if you see some fan comments, you would think the Blues lost game 2. Like, yeah, it's like, shit. No, was it perfect? No, it was not a perfect game. But fuck,
we're grinding. We
grinded out and won one. I think I tweeted after game 1. I was like, you know what? Not our best game 1, but if there's anything I know about this team from the second half, it's that this team can bounce back. We've seen them do it. Binnington will bounce back. I don't think he's been bad. Like, yeah, that second goal. In the playoffs, he's lit up there's a few weak ones where it's like, fuck, and people are like, Jesus Christ, Binnington. It's like, okay, well, you know what? You know how many times he's saved our ass the first 2 series so far? Like, okay, a weak one's going to squeak through. Look at Ben Bishop, how we scored against him. Those shouldn't have went in.
Right.
And Ben Bishop's one of the best goalies in the league. Like, bad goals are going to go in. You hope they don't happen in the playoffs, but you can't sit there and fucking bash a goalie that's been carrying your fucking team. Like, that's what I hate about our fans. It's like, we have a goalie who could be something special for the next couple of years, and because he looks up a weak one, we just want to fucking tear him apart and call to have him pulled or something like that. It's like, Jesus Christ, learn the game a little bit. Have a little more respect for your fucking goalie who's carried you this fucking far, made huge saves, huge breakaway saves that have kept us in games. Like, we've seen him bounce back, and we've seen this team bounce back, and that's exactly what they did in this game. They grinded out a tough, kind of maybe sloppy-ish game. They got the fucking W. Like, what? Move on to the next game.
Yep, I agree. 100% agree. Like,
quit fucking find stuff to bitch about every time.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, I'm not telling people like what to bitch about or what to bitch about, but to me, it's like, if you want to bitch about something, Alex Pietrangelo is the one person that I think like you like need to complain about. He looked horrible. He cost us our momentum when, honestly, like, the Blues were dominating, I thought, the beginning of that second period, or except for maybe like the first 3 minutes or whatever that it was that we didn't get a shot on goal. But like, after that, here are the Blues again, and we're controlling play. We're like, we get a power play and we're flying around again, and then that turnover happens, and it's like kills our momentum a little bit. So if you think about it, if that turnover never happens, the Blues possibly may win that game 4-0. Like,
yep. So I said, if that turnover doesn't happen, we have a completely different game, maybe.
Yeah, I think the Blues dominate the rest of that game. Honestly, I really think the Blues may have dominated the rest of that game if that turnover never happens.
Yes, I agree, 100%. Yeah, it's. I said, if there's one thing I'd be bitching about this team, that like the main reason why we've lost games is because of us not being able to get the puck out. Like, I think that is the number one, like 1 through 5 reason is why we've lost games or we've looked bad. It's our defensemen and our forwards not getting the puck out, making like weak passes, fanning on pucks, like just throwing it to the middle. That's been our worst thing.
Yep.
Like, that's why we've lost games and have looked sloppy. But then everybody wants to, like, if we lose a game, it's like, fucking Tarasenko. And I'll say, like, yeah, I mean, me and you back up Tarasenko with what he's done the past playoffs. And has he been everything we've wanted this playoffs? Has he looked a little, I wouldn't call him lazy. I think he's just, he hasn't figured out that he just needs to fucking take the puck and he just needs to look north and go that way.
I think his back checking's been very well. Like, I think it's been very good. And
people have been ripping on that. And I'm like, what the
he's playing a 200-foot game, and like people are taking Berube's comments about Tarasenko completely out of context. Because before game one during a press conference, Berube was talking about how much he really likes Tarasenko's game. He's playing a full 200-foot game. He's being a complete player. He's getting marked a lot, and that's why Schwartz is getting open. Like what we said on our episode last week. It's like, it's like we watch hockey or played hockey our lives. Like we know what we're talking about here a little bit.
Yeah, and I think Berube's comments were a little bit of like maybe to light a little more of a fire under Tarasenko's ass. Nothing terrible. He wasn't calling him out for play, but maybe just a little like. And I think Darren Payne talked about it on a Chicklets podcast where he goes, Berube knows how to, when these players need a little pat on the back and when they need a little,
give him momentum.
Or when they need maybe a little kick in the ass. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what he gave Tarasenko. Nothing, he was just letting him a little comment of like, we need you to maybe, hey, find that big game you got. We know you're playing, you're doing all right, but we need you just a little bit more. And it's like, who fucking cares? We got Schwartz is taking over. Like what? And we're winning games. Like
because Schwartz is getting open because Tarasenko's double marked on every shift, which the Blues need to start doing to Logan Couture. They need to start wrecking the shit out of him. Yeah. If the San Jose doesn't have Couture, or if we shut down Couture, San Jose is gonna have a fucking tough time getting goals, or getting anything going on offensively. Couture has been him and I guess Hurdle have been their two players that have been doing everything for San Jose in terms of scoring. If you look at the Blues, though, we've had 4 lines of players producing goals. San Jose does not have 4 lines producing. They have 2 lines, one that's producing and one that kind of produces. And that's basically it. Blues score on the power play, they're winning the next 3 games. If they can score on the power play, they win the next 3.
Definitely.
The Blues just need to figure out their power play, and I hope what Berube does, whatever Berube did today, switching up these power play lines, if this works, San Jose is in trouble. I'm just going to throw that out there. San Jose is going to be in trouble if the Blues figure out how to score on the power play.
Yeah, I really like that they're putting Maroon with Tarasenko. Hopefully, I've been seeing when Maroon's on the power play, though, I've been seeing him kind of floating around the sideboards. And I'd like to see him down low in front of the net. And Tarasenko's been getting his shots on the power play. And I think if you get a body in front, he's going to be able to find his holes. And for people saying Tarasenko's not trying, I believe he has like 50 something. He has like 50 something shots these playoffs. Okay, are they going in? No, but hey, he's getting the chances. He's just kind of like you said with Couture and Hurdle and even Schwartz. This happens every year with teams. There's these 1 or 2 players on teams where they get that playoff magic where the puck finds the back of the net for them.
Yep,
they're in this. They just get in the right spot. They're beating the goalies. It's one of those things. And Tarasenko hasn't had that magic this year. He hasn't. Of course we want Tarasenko to fucking put up 70,000 goals in the playoffs, but he's shooting the puck. He's not playing bad.
He's back checking. He's breaking up plays too. That's like
I haven't seen him make too many fucking turnovers in the offensive zone and the defensive zone that have cost us, like a lot of people. Yep. So, that's what I said. These people, when we lose, they want to call out individuals instead of looking at the fucking game, like we said all season, where it's like you're calling out these individuals instead of realizing that it's our fucking style of play. It's our costly defensive mistakes that's fucking us as a team. Mm-hmm. Like maybe watch the game a little bit more.
Yeah, and I can't say I haven't done that. I do it to Pietrangelo every game. I call him out, but
right.
But then again, his turnovers are resulting in goals. Tarasenko, if he turns the puck over, it's in the offensive zone because he's shooting the fucking puck.
Right.
There's a difference, and we're ready to back check on this after a shot. They get the puck back or whatever.
Right.
But fucking hell, man, our defense, the defense just has to be better. Pietrangelo in general has to be better. He's now been on the ice for 7 goals against in this series. 7.
Yeah.
Like, don't look at that plus minus stat because that's going to lie to you because he's been on the ice for goals that we've had. But just because he's been on the ice doesn't mean he's like. I mean, he has 1 assist this series. He had the assist on Sundqvist's goal.
I think he has 2. I think he had 2 assists last game.
Yeah. So that plus minus. This is why the plus minus I think is dumb. And because it's like it doesn't reflect their play because he was on the ice for 5 goals against, but he was only a -2 or 3 in game 1. When it's like, dude, he was on the ice for 5 goals against. Like, he didn't like. He should be way less than that. Like, and on top of that, then you go to game 2 and he's out there for both goals against, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man, get it together. And then I don't know. So I thought that Pietrangelo was actually getting less ice time, but he still finished the game with 24 minutes. On 5-on-5, though, it looked like he was not getting ice time because that's also counting the power play minutes, and he was on the ice almost every other shift in the first 2 periods. And then in the third period, 5-on-5, you barely saw Pietrangelo. Like, I think that may have been like Berube, like, get your head out of your ass. Like, fucking be a captain here. Like,
right.
And who you saw play more was Parayko, and it shows because he played 23 minutes of ice time at the end of the game. And I think the closest other person was Bouwmeester with 20 minutes. So they totally gave Parayko way more ice time after that second goal.
Yeah, and I think he's deserved it. Like these playoffs, like especially these last 2 rounds, is some of the best hockey I've seen Parayko play in quite some time. He's got confidence. I think after he fucking took that shot and fucking snipered Ben Bishop, I think he realized how fucking much he can change a hockey game with his shot. So he's got a confidence out there. Him, Bouwmeester, even they've been playing with a lot of confidence. Vince Dunn has picked up his game. See, I was going to say, when Dunn and Pietrangelo were together, Pietrangelo wasn't making as many mistakes because he was just worried about his defense. And when he was solely focused on that, I thought he looked good defensively because Dunn was the guy who was kind of doing the running around and, he was, being the skill guy out there, and Pietrangelo was able to kind of take a step back and just focus defensively. So that's why I kind of was upset when those two kind of got split up. I don't know how much they played last game together. I wasn't really paying attention, but and I know Dunn can make his mistakes and it can be costly putting a guy like that on the first line, but if it's going to help Pietrangelo not be such a fucking dumbass defensively, then, I don't see why not stick with it, but that's my opinion. It can go either way. I get both sides of it with Dunn, but when Petro's out there with, who was he with, Edmondson?
Yeah.
Is that who he was paired with?
He will be paired with Edmondson tonight. They released the lineups. It's Pietrangelo, Edmondson, Bouwmeester, Parayko, Dunn, Bertuzzo again tonight, which I'm okay with because I really like Parayko and Bouwmeester together. I think they've been our best pairing.
Yeah, they found a chemistry.
Yeah, and I know in the last game they took Bouwmeester and put him with Pietrangelo towards the end, but I was kind of like, I don't know if I really like that. Like, I would almost rather see fucking Bertuzzo with Pietrangelo at this point. Like, fucking...
Yeah.
Bertuzzo will stay back. I mean, unless you're in the offensive zone, he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to go to the net.
Yeah. I don't know. And I like the Edmondson with Pietrangelo. I think Edmondson's looked a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
For a while there, I was kind of like, Eddie, what are you doing, buddy?
I think tonight might be your make or break for that defensive pairing between Pietrangelo and Edmondson. I really think if they have another shitty game, I think this might be the last game you see them paired up. And I honestly would not be, because they're not going to bench Pietrangelo. That's not happening.
No.
This might be the last game you see Edmondson in, though, for a minute, and you might see Del Zotto get a chance in the lineup.
Yeah, definitely. That's the one thing I like about Berube. He doesn't over-panic with his lines. He gives the guys a chance to kind of
He's putting confidence into them. He's like, we like our lines. We have confidence in these lines. We just need to get sustained pressure on the power play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I said a lot of credit to Craig Berube for what he's doing with this team and how he's been managing it. Like we talked about, where it's like, I'm going to slide a guy. You know what? Now's the time to slide into Robbie Fabry. You know what, Fabry, you've been like, when he pulled Fabry, I was kind of like, Fabry hasn't been bad, and then he put in Blay, and I was like, okay, let's see. And then the way Blay played was the way they needed somebody to play that. Fabry doesn't really bring. So I was like, okay, good call.
Well,
good
what was
call,
fucking
Greg.
genius of Berube was not to put Blay in where Fabry was playing, but to put Blay back on that second line where he was producing before he got hurt in the regular season. And they pick up right where they left off.
Yep, exactly.
But the Blues, I mean, we have four lines that score, and San Jose does not have that, and Dallas didn't have that. So
no,
I'm not worried. I'm excited. I'm nervous just because it's the Western Conference Finals, but I'm not worried. I think the Blues actually are fucking in amazing. I think they're in an amazing position right now, and man, I'm excited.
Yeah, so am I. Like I said, it's a matter of cleaning up the defensive mistakes of getting the puck out. We need to. If we get smarter on that, our game's going to look a lot better.
Which, like, for that, I mean, that's a pretty easy fix too. That's something that can get fixed in a couple of games. Like, yeah,
it's just gripping the gripping the stick a little tighter, and just and thinking a little bit more.
Yeah, you figure that out. You figure out the power play. Good luck to anybody against the Blues. Yeah. I honestly think the Blues, when they play their game, I don't think teams can keep up, and they've proven it 4 times now in this playoffs.
Yep, 100% agree.
All right. So, yeah, about wraps it up, I guess, for us here. You want to hit him with a hat trick?
Yeah, I'll hit him with a hat trick. My number 1, good luck to the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm really pulling for you. I think the power surge might get. I'm going to say it. Last time I said it, they proved me wrong. I think the power surge is going to get shut out, and no more Carolina. So hopefully that's a good little chicklets. Who was it? Whitney. That was like, last time I fucking bashed these teams. They go on and win, so I'm doing the opposite.
The Hurricanes were a Category 5 going into the Eastern Conference. I think they're a Category 2 Hurricane now. So
yeah. So that'll be my number 1. My number 2, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. My number 2. Wow. With only 2 series, I can only think of so much.
I know.
Without just picking all of them just being the Blues. My number 2, just shout out that fucking Pat Maroon, fucking Bozak, Thomas line. Those guys are still just being the heartbeat of this team. Fucking, I really think the team feeds off that line.
I agree.
Because they just haven't give up. They just keep going. Robert Thomas is fucking pulling off moves against top defensemen in the leagues that a 19-year-old kid shouldn't be doing in the playoffs.
Like Game 7 where normal players would just go to the corner and he was confident enough to just spin around and deke out the player. Like in a double overtime. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. You got balls.
Yeah. Number 2, shout out that line. And my number 3, Jordan Binnington, you just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep forgetting that we're even in the playoffs. You just keep focused on stopping them pucks, and offense will take care of the rest, kid.
Yep, I agree. My number one, happy for David Backes right now. He's seeing a lot of ice time. I forgot that he was the assistant captain in Boston. Totally forgot about that. He's actually been playing pretty good in these games that he came back, I guess, in Game 6 of the last round. Was it Game 6 or 5?
No, it was 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, he came back in Game 4 of the last round, right? Round 2, and Boston has won every game since he's been back. They're on a 5-game winning streak.
Yep.
Or maybe they lost one, actually. I think they lost one, because now they're on a 5-game winning streak. Which
maybe they might have lost one, but
fucking hard to do in the playoffs. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the Blues go to the Stanley Cup final, we got Backus on the other side, so either way, I'm walking out, I'm happy for somebody.
Right. Yeah,
my number 2, fucking Tarasenko's due. That's all I gotta say. He's due, and just like during the regular season, what we said, when he scores, he's gonna be off and running, and he plays better. If he scores early, Tarasenko's going to be flying for that rest of the game.
Yeah, once he gets that even strength goal, like you said,
or if you piss him off, watch out. Tarasenko is one of those players that plays 1,000 times better pissed off. So maybe that's why Berube was doing on purpose. Maybe Berube doesn't. Yeah. Maybe deep down, Berube doesn't think that he's playing bad, but he's like, I just want to piss him off a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. A little psychology play.
Yeah, and my number 3 is going to be to Craig Berube. Just on the comments to Tarasenko, I don't think it was about, he's playing bad. I think Berube is just I'm not going to wait until he starts playing really bad. I'm going to stop it, nip it in the butt now, and we're going to keep moving forward. And I think he's made some of the best coaching decisions I think the Blues have seen in probably 20-plus years. I mean, just he lets them play. He lets them get creative. He's aggressive when they need to be, and I mean they're fucking relentless. And I think they feed off Berube. I think they feed off Berube and Otto a little bit, man.
Definitely, man. Like you said with Berube's his decisions he's made, they haven't been anything flashy, big. They've been simple, smart, strategic decisions.
Yep.
That have made huge impacts on our team. So,
and if this was Hitchcock, you'd be seeing 17,000 different lineup changes by now. And Berube's like, we're confident in this. We're confident in these players, and we're not going to switch up these lines. And we're not going to switch them up unless we have to. And we definitely don't have to. It was one game. He said we'll bounce back in game 2, and that's exactly what they did. And I think the Blues, it's going to be loud tonight. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you're going to see a good game tonight. It's going to be it'll be a barn burner for sure.
Hope so. Yep. All right. Well, you can follow Offended on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope at OffendedPod. Make sure to go follow PWP Nation at PWP Nation on all social media platforms as well. Make sure to go check out our other shows, Offended, Weekly Wrestling Wrap-Up, Game of Thrones Review Show. The Weekly Wrestling Wrap-Up will return after the Stanley Cup Finals are over. I say that now, and we'll probably do it next week. But Game of Thrones, our new episode is out right now. You can check that out, and you can also check out Offended on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts by searching Offended. Subscribe, follow, give us that 5-star rating, baby. Make sure to go to ProWrestlingTees.com and search Offended by our t-shirt, pretty please. And you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Trick1042. You can follow Stoutsy at
Jimmy James 9417 on Instagram and Twitter, and James V Stout on Snapchat.
All right. Hopefully we get to hear Gloria tonight.
Yes, sir.
Let's go Blues, and we'll see you guys next week for Hockey Talks. For Offended, we'll see you guys on Friday. But let's go Blues, baby.
Let's go. You know.
Oh, you know. For Stoutsy, I'm Tricky. This has been Hockey Talks by Offended, presented by PWP Nation. We'll see you guys.
Bye.